Hey, my name's John Carr, and this is a review of buying a used Tesla. I'm a geek, in case you haven't figured that out by some of the stuff behind me. I've been researching on Teslas and following Elon and the company, and excited to be able to have a vehicle with the technology that allows for it to be self-driving. And so I decided that I would start saving some money to purchase a Tesla. Saved for about 2-3 years, and I still wasn't making the progress in the time frame that I wanted to. And I actually did put down money, deposit to purchase a Tesla, a new one, on 2 occasions, but shortly thereafter withdrew the deposit. A couple of months ago, I realized that there were used Teslas available, and that buying used car, as usual, even with Teslas, is cheaper. I actually decided that I wanted to purchase the used vehicle from Tesla themselves. They have a really nice warranty on it. When you buy a used vehicle, they added an additional 10,000 miles or 1 year. So I went out to their website and started looking around and found that they had some nice options. Unfortunately, most of them had black interiors. I was set on having a white interior, so my choices were cut down quite a bit, but I was able to go through and find a very nice looking blue Tesla with a white interior that was built in July of 2019, and it had 8,000 miles on it. Pretty sweet deal. The price that I ended up buying it at basically saved me about $17,000 off of the vehicle that I was thinking of purchasing. So when you buy a used Tesla vehicle, there is a clause about the wear and tear. See, the thing about buying a vehicle from Tesla, at least currently, is that you can't see the vehicle. There's no images of the vehicle in any way, shape, or form. There's no way to go look at the vehicle. So what happens is Tesla has on their website a promise that they will ensure that the vehicle is made right. So you can go out and buy it theoretically with confidence, but you have to have a lot of trust that they will follow through on their promise to, quote, make it right, unquote. Being the person that I am, I wanted to understand what wear and tear meant, so I went to the definition of wear and tear that they have conveniently located on the website, and found that most of it seemed reasonable for a used vehicle. The one thing that really concerned me was the fact that you could have literally a 1-inch rock chip in the glass on the vehicle. And of course, Tesla Model 3s have glass from the front windshield all the way to the back. And literally, I have never seen or experienced a 1-inch rock chip. That seems massive. Everything else seemed, dings, paint, whatnot, seemed in line with what I would expect, but the 1-inch rock chip, very concerning. So I decided that I would want to talk to somebody and see if they could tell me whether or not the vehicle had any damage on it. And so I gave Tesla a call. Actually, I clicked a link, and Tesla called me, and it was an interesting conversation. I was excited because the vehicle was up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the caller ID showed up as a call from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm not quite sure how they worked that magic, because when the guy got on the line, he was actually located in Fremont, California. So I kind of realized that, yeah, he probably hasn't seen it before. It was a little bit frustrating because, number one, I could tell that everything he said was kind of being read from a script, or at least that was the impression I got. Number two, he talked extremely fast. And number three, it sounded like he was talking through a kazoo. It was kind of like, and it was, I could make out some of the stuff, but it was kind of frustrating. So I began to get a feeling as I was buying this vehicle, and other things caused this too, that I wasn't really interacting with humans. I'm a computer programmer, and I really enjoy tech geek. And frankly, I don't necessarily get too excited about interacting with humans very much. So I felt I was prepared for this experience, purchasing this vehicle through Tesla, knowing that it was going to be pretty much hands-off and not a lot of conversation, a lot of clicking, and everything done basically through the computers and the internet. But as I got into it, I started feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm putting a lot of trust in Tesla. There's these things that could be wrong with the car. I don't get to see the car, not even an image of it beforehand. And I'm getting a little bit concerned because I'm dropping a large chunk of change down on this thing. The experience calling the SA was not a real positive one. So when you purchase a Tesla vehicle used, there's a chance that you'll definitely have a deposit fee. The deposit fee, unlike a new vehicle, the deposit fee on a new vehicle is $100, but the deposit fee on a used vehicle is $500. In addition, there's a transport fee. Now, if you happen to find a Tesla that's located in your local area or within some number of miles, they will not charge you a transport fee. But the vehicle that I found was up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it was a ways away from me. So there was a $500 transport fee. So both the transport fee and the deposit are non-refundable. So by the time I left the website for the first time after picking my car and reserving it, I had put down $1,000 that I was not going to get back. While waiting for the Tesla to arrive, I was a little bit concerned. Again, the experience of not being able to talk to a human. Theoretically, I could click a link and they would call me, or I did actually call the SA back one time, but they never answered the phone. I would always get return calls. They were good with that, but even on the return calls, I got the same SA because I had been assigned him, and he was still talking fast, and he was still talking through a kazoo. So there wasn't a lot of help from a human as I interacted with them. I did get a lot of electronic feedback from Tesla. I've got numerous texts telling me what I needed to do on the website, telling me where they were in the process. I also received more texts, but a couple of emails around things I needed to do and accomplish. So the interaction was there, but it just wasn't human in nature. So expect to do a lot of electronic interaction. So let's talk about money. I'd given the deposit for $1,000, but they run you through several things electronically on their website. That's one thing that you're consistently doing, is going back. You do your loan application on the website, because I did need to finance a piece of the vehicle. I did a loan application. They approved it within maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I got an email saying, your loan's approved. So I had to fill out that online. Other things I had to do is I had to give them my driver's license. A little bit leery about taking a picture of my driver's license, sending them, but hey, if I want the vehicle, got to play their game. I assume it's secure. And there was additional information that I filled out about that was around the title and the information that needed to be on the title. I get a text from them saying you need to go back and your loan paperwork is now there. You need to sign it, and oh, by the way, you need to pay for the down payment on the vehicle before you pick up the vehicle, before your pickup day. So I went out and I went ahead and filled in the loan work, signed it, loan paperwork. Down payment was pretty significant in my case. I was basically down paying half the cost of the vehicle. It was a large chunk of change. So it was like, I haven't even seen this vehicle. Do I really want to hand over all this money? I was starting to feel a little bit stressed about the fact that I was really having to trust Tesla. To make matters even more interesting, when I went to their website and I clicked the button to do the down payment, which I still wasn't convinced I really wanted to do that. I was thinking, well, I'll just look and see what they want. My expectation was that they would ask for a routing number and a bank account number, which is pretty standard practice when you're transferring funds electronically. Instead, the first thing that popped up was a little window that said, the company that is going to be working with you is not actually affiliated with Tesla, so Tesla will not be receiving any of the information that we're asking. We would like your username and password for your bank account. Wow, that sounded a little extreme. Like I said, work with computers. That was all kinds of alarms going off in my head. I know it's Tesla, but seriously, my user password and my username? So there it was, the day before I was supposed to pick up my vehicle. I'm getting notifications from them, a few of them from different avenues, saying you need to make your down payment before your pickup day. Additionally, I was on the line probing because I was concerned about giving them all this money. And I found a frequently asked questions, and it actually contradicted what I was getting from the electronic communications, and it indicated that I could write a personal check when I showed up. But it had a little caveat saying, in some states this isn't allowed. So I didn't know if my state was one of those states because it didn't list the states. So I certainly didn't want to miss the opportunity to pick up my Tesla. I was really excited about this Tesla. I was in a conundrum. Give them my username and password, follow their rules and not miss the opportunity to pick the vehicle up, or show up with a personal check and have them say, sorry. So I was in a little bit of a conundrum. I really wanted the vehicle, didn't really want to give them a username and password. But then I did a little more research, and I found that the company that I was actually giving the information to was the same company that I had given that information to previously in order to connect my financial software that I have on my computer that downloads automatically my transactions and whatnot from my credit card and my transactions from my bank. Same company that was doing that for that software was the one that was wanting my username and password for the Tesla. Still a little bit leery about the whole thing, and so what I did to satisfy my own needs is I went out to my bank account. I changed the password, and I provided them that username and new password. And then my intention was, and I did, after picking up the vehicle, go in and change the password on the bank account again. Also, another thing that convinced me to go ahead and provide them the down payment the day before I was going to pick it up was the realization, as I searched through the website, that there was actually a location that indicated that I would be able to click accept vehicle on my app before I actually took possession of the vehicle. So that means that I could literally be standing in front of the car, push accept after I'd seen the car. And theoretically, I didn't find anywhere that said they wouldn't take my money before then, but theoretically, I assumed they wouldn't take my money until I at least accepted the vehicle. The disadvantage is it said on this website that I had to accept the vehicle before I could get inside the car. I'm not a smoker. I do not like cars with smoke in them. That was another concern, not being able to open the vehicle before I accepted it. I figured, hey, there's got to be humans there. I can talk to a human and see if he or she would let me look at it or actually open it before I actually push the accept button. So pickup day finally arrived. I was really excited. I was really stoked. My wife wanted to ride back in the Tesla, so I needed somebody else to drive my vehicle back because it was a 2.5-hour trip up to the pickup place. So we all piled into the vehicle and off we went up to Kansas City to pick up the car. So we arrived in Kansas City, showed up. It was an easy place to find, easy place to get to. Really excited, drove in, parked my car. We all got out. I kind of looked at all the new looking Tesla vehicles down the parking lane there a little bit. Not sure which one's mine. So decided to go inside the building. Saw some humans in there. Last I can talk to somebody. Walked in, and the first thing pretty much out of my mouth, out of a friendly hello, was here to pick up my vehicle. Is there any way I can open the vehicle up before I actually accept it? Guy was great. Said, sure, no problem. So he went into his computer, punched a few buttons, said, the emergency blinkers will be flashing, the doors are unlocked. You can't drive it, but you can look inside. So we went out to the vehicle. Lights were flashing, walked up to it, looked really nice. It was interesting because I slowly walked around it and I'm thinking to myself, please don't have any marks on it. Please don't have any scratches on it. Please don't have any rock chips on it. I wanted the vehicle really bad. And I didn't want to have to go through the work of them making it better, which I'm, again, convinced they would do. I just wanted it to be cherry. And it was. Made it all the way around the vehicle cherry. One more check. What's it smell like inside? Non-smoker, I hope. Opened up the vehicle. Smelled perfect. It's always important that you smell your vehicles before you buy them. So once I was inside the vehicle, there was some paperwork to fill out. I signed a few things indicating that I'd picked it up and for the title. I walked that back inside the building. I accepted the vehicle on my app, and the vehicle was mine. There was one more thing. I did actually test the We'll Make It Right. My son, who was with me, noticed by opening up the trunk when he was looking in there, realized that there was no floor to cover the compartment that was underneath the floor that was missing. So we pointed that out to the salesperson there, and they took me out back to the repair area, and I talked to the gentleman back there, and he ordered me a replacement for that, and it's on its way. So overall, it was a great experience. Obviously, there were a few things I was leery about, and those things had an opportunity to provide feedback to Tesla on them in a survey. Hopefully they'll fix those. I'm sure they will. But overall, I love the vehicle. It drives wonderfully. It's a kick being able to have it drive itself. It's a adrenaline rush when it doesn't quite get it right and you have to take over. But I kind of like that. I kind of like the challenge and the belief that I have an opportunity to provide to Tesla input on how their vehicle can be better and drive better. And I've already gotten my first update. So I would recommend purchasing a used Tesla vehicle. Obviously, I purchased one that was maybe a little less used and more open box because it only had 8,000 miles on it. But the experience, the information they provide you, the ability to search for vehicles and literally pick them from all over the country provides you a fairly wide choice. And so the experience turned out just perfect for me. Go get a Tesla.